Welcome back, guys.
Hi guys, we are back with a very controversial topic, the BBL. And for those of you who don't know what a BBL is, it's a Brazilian butt lift, and it is when they take the fat from your upper body and transfer it to your butt and hips to make it have more volume and give you a more hourglass enhanced look.
Yeah.
Like Kim K.
Yeah.
And I think we all know what it is though.
Yeah, no, we all know. And ever since Kim Kardashian took her, looks a lot skinnier, it sparked a lot of conversation about, oh, what is happening? Like, clearly there's a shift coming.
Yeah.
What can we expect as just the regular normal folk who are looking up to Kim Kardashian for guidance, clearly, because we can't do it on our own.
We obviously know that the Kardashians are trendsetters, so whenever something happens with them, like, we can expect, you know,
they're just like
a trend starting to happen.
Mainstream media, like, faces.
Girls, for sure.
Yeah.
Before we get started with this video, we do want to mention that we are in no way body shaming. We're just speaking off of pure observation, upcoming trends that we can foresee happening, and we just wanted to say that in case anyone caught offense to this video.
As corny as it sounds, but like whatever body you have is beautiful, and I hope we all learn how to love whatever we have going on. You know, try to surpass, like, always following a trend. That's kind of what we're talking about today. It's not just like the trends that are coming, but also like what can we do? Like, we've seen trends come and go so many times now.
Yeah.
So like, how do we combat it? How do we just like not let it sink into our brains and control us so much? Like, we were sitting on the couch talking about this, and it just went from this topic to this topic to this topic. Like, it went everywhere, and it's so difficult being a woman. Like, when it comes to
all
this.
came down to men never have to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's just women who are constantly, you know, ridiculed for how they look and having to enhance how they look, or buy products to enhance how they look, and we're influenced by the media more than men are.
Oh my god, there's everything that is telling us to buy this, try this new thing, this is gonna make you look younger, do this workout, or go to this doctor, do this to your teeth, do this to your face, do, like, it's everywhere, and it's crazy.
It's unrealistic to keep up with all of this. Before we get into it, guys, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, and let's continue with the video.
Where do we even start?
There's so much.
Like, should we take it back to like how we grew up? I was gonna say, I do think who you grow up around, what environment you grow up around, plays a big part on what influenced you growing up. So I had like a mixed influence because I grew up in community housing, and I was around majority Black people, and then I went to a school that was like all white. So when I went to that school, it was so crazy because it was during the time like when being skinny was the thing. Like, you want to be as skinny as possible. It was a flex to say your size was a 0, double 0, triple points. Like, it was like that. So coming, like,
that's so true. Even I experienced that in elementary school, like when we'd go to garage or whatever.
What size is that?
Oh,
mine is a double 0.
Double
0 short. Remember double 0 short? Because you're also petite small this way.
And we're literally like pre-adolescent. I was like, why are we even thinking about size reference and stuff?
It really hits us from when we're really, really young. I was like one of the only Black kids in that environment, so obviously my body was a little different, but I was still pubescent, so I was underdeveloped still. Like, I wasn't like, but I did have big boobs fast. Like, I've always had big boobs, right? So that was kind of, I remember like wearing 2, 3 sports bras to cover it, to look as small as possible, because at that time being super thin, being super skinny was the vibe. That's what we were trying to do, right? And did you watch the Abercrombie?
I seen that on Netflix.
Did you watch it?
I watched it.
And it was that time where being like so skinny and white and blonde was really like, that's like what beauty was, right? So like, obviously I don't tick off all those boxes, but I remember feeling that pressure at that time. And then I moved into like a more Black area later on and went to a more Black school, and I remember that shift. It was like butts were a thing, like having, still skinny was never not a thing, but like having more shape a little bit, like in your bum area only, that was more popping.
I remember growing up in like, online especially, like Instagram didn't exist, but Tumblr did. And with Tumblr, like, this is after elementary school, so high school, Tumblr was a very big thing, and what was in was that very, very skinny, usually with white girls, like that shape was very in, and I always like, I found that beautiful too at the time. I didn't know any better. I was literally in high school, but I did let that influence me a little bit. And it's hard not to get influenced by trends. Like it's everywhere, and like you see what's getting the most attention and you're like, wow, like how do I...
That's nice. That's obviously what people like,
what
right?
people like, yeah. Also, what was very poppin' was American Apparel, and we were talking about this too because we used to shop at American Apparel before it went bankrupt, but their whole like motto was natural girls, and they're like, how they marketed their products was on natural girls, and even they included some plus size girls in their campaigns, and I thought that was also really cool because that kind of did help with the shift in like
body
natural, like that was the first sign of body positivity that we seen as young girls in a long time.
And it went from so skinny to like, okay, like American Apparel definitely did some like groundbreaking work in that sense, like where it was like the pictures looked like somebody just took them in a regular camera. It looked very effortless. The girls weren't wearing a lot of makeup, and they were just like in their bodies the way they were, and they weren't like overly curvy. Some of them were really skinny, but then you'd see like the plus size girls and they were just like in underwear and tank tops, and it was like,
that was okay too.
It was okay too, right? That was like the next shift over.
And you know, thigh gaps we were talking about too. Like if you had a thigh gap, that was a good thing. So
you get a lot of notes. Like, you get a lot of those.
Oh my god, all of those. That was Instagram back in my day. Like that was what, you know, showed me what was trendy. Or
and you were on Tumblr heavy.
A lot of people were. That was like how like
I was too, but I remember you were super.
That was how the initial like Instagram girls came from Tumblr onto Instagram. So, and then came Instagram. And that was when we were in our early 20s and like teen years, and how that influence culture was like revolutionary, because it reached so many more people. Tumblr was still very niche, you know?
It was like, it was almost like cool if you're on it, like
it was,
you know,
like not
was
everyone was on it, but Instagram, everyone is on it, so it reached a whole like wide audience, worldwide, like you know,
because we were on Instagram like when it was just like a whatever app, like it was like because I remember having pictures from like grade 10, so we were on it when it like first came out. It wasn't anything crazy, and then it progressed into this crazy thing where like trends, like that's where you find the trends.
5 to 6 years ago, that's when this whole like Fashion Nova type body and like the slim, thick, disproportionate body shapes, like that was the norm, like not normal, but just the beauty standard.
That was the beauty standard for a while.
That's kind of what Instagram evolved to, and now we're tired of it.
We were saying like we're tired of this now because that used to be the it girl. That's what everyone was striving for. We saw it. We saw every like a lot of girls go get BBLs to look as dramatic as those body types were. And now we went to like this other extreme where people are like getting like, we're seeing skinny culture come back a little bit. We're seeing Kim Kardashian take her butt implants, BBL, whatever, she reduced it.
Her and Chloe, and
we're seeing like a more natural vibe come in, but we were saying we have to be conscious of like the next it girl, the next thing that's gonna slowly and like secretly penetrate into Instagram, and we're gonna try to adhere to it without even realizing, but we have to be conscious.
It's okay to be a victim too. Like, I am a victim of it, of like this whole social media like beauty standard,
like trying to like conform to it. We're all trying our best at the end of the day, like we're just, because it's just,
I wanted to also mention like something as simple as an Instagram filter, and not even like posting you without a filter, that is a form of you being a victim of the Instagram beauty standard. Because I mean, like I can, but it looks better with the filter. It always does.
But see, that is the sickness we have. And like you were watching a few videos like to kind of understand what other like to get references to like talk about this. We'll like put those videos below, and there's like one specific video I think you guys should really watch. She did so much research on it. What's her name? Fuck. We'll put her picture here. Yeah, she did such an amazing job at explaining how we are trying to look more like our online presence, which is the presence with the filter, just like it's more robotic,
it's altered,
like
not natural.
It's not natural. Like so, like even things as simple as fillers and stuff, it's becoming so normalized to get fillers, and we're looking more and more like the filters that we see on Instagram.
I've heard of regular people bringing in
the filtered
version of them and saying, make me look like how I look here. It's only getting bigger. I think like the whole injectables thing started off as lips, but now it's so many other things that you can do to your face, right? To make it look good.
Like, I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm actually exhausted of trying to keep up. And we were saying this, and we're like, but we're actually like influencers, right? Like, we have a following on Instagram, we're on social media, and like, we have people who look to us, and maybe we've been inspo pictures for them. Maybe we've like influenced them to like go get something, go do something. And I'm feeling this exhaustion of trying to keep up with like, first of all, like, you get on TikTok, there's like 17 new products that you have to buy.
You can't keep up.
And like, I was like, how does the regular person...
Consumerism is at an all-time high.
Insane. And it's clouding our judgment of like other things we need to do, because like, how are these young girls like in their like early 20s all the way up to like their 30s, how do you keep up with that? Like, is it only rent and clothes and makeup that you're buying? Like, are you not eating? Like, what is like the extent of like people like to keep up with all like the new skincare products, like to look younger? Like, everyone has like an insane skin regimen, and then like the makeup products to look like you're not wearing makeup. If they're like all the Charlotte Tilbury,
even though it's like a 20 skin like makeup step process, but it's a natural girl. And like, not to mention all these new aesthetics. Like, I don't want to even go there with the whole soft life, clean girl makeup, like all of these things. It's just too much to keep up with. And as influencers, she was saying like, we feel a responsibility to like also know what we are putting out there, and like how we are actually influencing the younger generations.
Literally, we're literally, and also what we consume as well. Like, like I was saying too, like that's why I've been so off of social media. Like, I don't, like, I post my pictures here and there, but I haven't posted content in so long, because I'm like, who even am I right now? Like, what do I even want right now? Because it's like so much different things coming. Like, I'm just considering so many different parts of my life.
When we first started, it's a whole different world now. And like, I'm now starting to get into that, where it's just like, I'm exhausted. Like, I'm literally mentally exhausted of keeping up with like looking a certain way or being a certain way, and the whole aesthetics thing, because my life is not like that. I'm not like a perfect Instagram picture or like, you know, like the perfect influencer aesthetic. That's not me. It will never be me.
It's crazy how people really can keep up with that forever and ever. Are you either not exhausted, or maybe this is just who you are and you're really good at it?
Yeah, people are like that,
and that's cool to see. It's not the majority. It's not the majority, and it as nice as it is to look at, it's like, it's, you just have to like take a step back and actually ask yourself, like, what is important to me, and what do I actually like? And then, because if not, like, it really affects you. Like, all of these new trends that are coming in, like, so I don't know, like that now with we were talking about bodies, right? So like, we're kind of diverting. There's self-improvement where you work out and you're trying to be the best version of yourself. You want to be healthier, you want to be fit, you want to get to like your own, like, you just want to be your best self. But it's like, it's outside of a trend. It's not to like have like a tiny waist, it's not to have a butt that looks like a certain person or like a picture or whatever. It's just self-improvement. And that's outside of like following a trend, and that's what I want to be on. Like, I just want to be on like healthy.
Even though people say that, like, I'm not saying you, but like people say that they like go to the gym just to be healthy. Like, there's obviously other like reasons why you want to go to the gym, and whether it be to look better or like, you know, to feel better, that is totally fine. We were also talking about like the natural and healthy girl trend with like, you know, Lori Harvey saying that she did Pilates, and Kim Kardashian losing weight and stuff, and like people are just going crazy Pilates, and I heard it was amazing. Like, I've been hearing it before.
I believe it though.
Even said that.
I believe that.
And like, it's just crazy how you were saying like, we're all like sheep in a way. How like when it comes to beauty and looking a certain way and looking like a beautiful celebrity like Kim Kardashian or Lori Harvey, and like, we're all victims of it. I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, they are stunning, and how they get to that level of perfection in a way. Like, we want to be able to do that too. So now we're like following whatever they did to get there.
And imagine how much money and resources and everything that they have, and we're just regular folk trying to just please, like, let us try to catch up.
Crazy expensive.
It's so expensive. Even regular yoga is so expensive. A class is $25 and a membership is $100-something a month. Like, it's not cheap. And like that, trying to keep up with like all the skin trends, the makeup trends, and everything I see trending on TikTok is like expensive. Nothing is cheap.
The Skims dress, we were talking about that, how it's like something goes viral on TikTok and it's sold out the next day. I think TikTok is really like changing the way
the world
is just the music industry, social
Yeah.
media, influencer industry,
Yeah.
everything is just shifted.
And
with
that's
TikTok. And it's just getting started. We're 2 years in.
So new, and that's what is so daunting and scary to me. And my extreme is to like revert and just be alone and like just want to be in a forest somewhere away from everything else because I just want to reject it. But then it's like the more you get into that mindset of like I don't want to be a part of this, you actually like you distance yourself from like the rest of society, and because that's where everyone else is moving. So
people's
it's like
personalities are based off of TikTok like trends and stuff, and like
it's
you know
crazy.
But also I think we are responsible for what we're watching too, because there is a whole
100%.
There's like different niches on social media
100%.
and the algorithm will only show you what you watch, more of what you watch. So I think being mindful of that too, like if you want to watch, I don't know, like real estate videos or like, you know, different things, you'll get more of that. So you also have to be mindful of the algorithm. They'll show you more of what you don't want to see even.
One of the people we watched was talking about there are no ugly women, there are just lazy women. And like people who like, and she was referring to women who reject what is going on and just like they're like, I'm not gonna buy this new lipstick, I'm not gonna do this workout, I'm just gonna like be myself. And then in reverse it was like, but then society also rejects you. And it's like you have to make a decision of just being your own self and being on your own path and accepting whatever comes with that, whether it's acceptance from other people or not, or you just conform, or are you just gonna get to be yourself. And I think as you get older as a woman, you're just like, you have to find stability in who you are and like differentiate like, okay, I like this trend, I'm gonna follow this. And it's not because you're following the trend to conform, but it's like your own conscious decision to take part in this versus like, okay, I need this because everyone
just
has
following,
it. Like, you know,
just following instead of like,
and that's I think what the BBL was like for a really long time, where all these women who are living regular lives were hoping this was going to be like a get out of jail card, like where you just have like a perfect body, someone's going to pick you up, and now you have the soft life.
Despite the health complications that come with a BBL,
but that's how extreme it is. That's how
like,
extreme it is.
I don't really care about that.
I can die.
Just want to look good.
And then we're also seeing like a shift in like how Black women are presenting themselves too. Like I see more natural makeup coming back. It's not natural, but like it does accentuate more, like it comes off more naturally. Like the way they do their makeup, it's not as like dramatic anymore. We're seeing even like the way wigs are out and sew-ins, tape-ins, micro-links are coming in.
Just different ways to ruin our natural hair.
I mean, whatever. It looks better. I agree. It's so out
it's
now.
It's hard to do it for me. It's just like I love a natural sew-in. It looks so
it's
good.
really coming back. Like that is already saying so much that like the lace and everything, we're not really talking about it we're not talking about that anymore. We're really talking about like, okay, just like a natural thing where I can just put my hair in a ponytail.
Wigs were the trend, now tape-ins are the trend.
Wigs will come back. Wigs will come back.
What is the next trend?
You know,
wigs are coming back, and like trend, it's a cycle.
It literally is.
It just out of style, in style, it never stops. So yeah, it's like we're saying this now, but
that's why you see older women who like know what works for them. They just stick to that. They have their hairstyle, they have their skincare routine. They're not gonna,
they've been doing it for years.
And they look good. They look great. It's like you can stay in touch with these things, but you just have to know yourself. At the end of the day, we're saying this and we're like 25, 26. Imagine what it's like being like 18, 19, 20, 21 and seeing this and like feeling that you're not even aware that you're feeling pressure. You think you want to do this. You don't even know yourself yet.
Scary. And like everything is still very new, and we're now starting to see the effects of social media on the younger high schoolers and like people who are growing up now. Like us, we weren't anything. Like it was just, we were just hitting the surface with like how it influences us. But they are fully seeing like the repercussions.
They only know this. They only
know this. That's the majority, the demographic on TikTok. It's youth. I think it's important that we make videos like this to like, I hope we can cater to a younger audience so that they can, or like if you have younger siblings, talk to them and let them know like real life in a way, because they're so consumed by social media.
But I do think it's like your own self path. Like I think everyone figures this out eventually on their own. Like we went through that phase. Like we were just not influenced by this, we were influenced by other things at that age. Like, you know, like we still partook in things because we thought it was cool or whatever it is, or like we're all just trying our best to fit in. We're all trying our best, especially women, to look good. And there were like, we did what we had to do to look good at that time. So I think like when you get to a point where you're like, bro, I'm tired of this, it's like it'll be like self-realization.
I think it's just so like that, like I said, we're hitting the surface of it, but I don't think that they can unplug.
Even like later?
Yeah, I don't think later in life, because we started to see the effects like when our brains were developing.
Yeah,
they literally grew up on TikTok. They know how to use iPads. They know how to go on TikTok. They know how to like record videos. We didn't know that shit. We grew up with like Blackberries. You know what I mean? It's different. Don't you see pandemic babies?
Yeah, they're different.
And how they like know, they're just wiser, they're smarter with technology, because that's all they grew up on for 2 years of their life.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just saying, it's like we're not aware because we just haven't had conversations with the youth, but it's very much,
it's crazy.
it's a different world that we're gonna raise our kids.
100%.
You know?
And that's so scary. And like, and then when you think about like metaverse and like these new technologies coming in, it's like, what is
like what
is socializing mean? And it's scary because like the more and more we get into this, like the more we distance ourselves from each other. Like there's less human interaction. There's less, like, it's all show. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Like, I want to like have human interaction. I want to like be like present in real life, and like, but it's like, if the world is following this and if the youth are following this, the youth are going to rule the world. It's just what it is. Like we have to just follow what they're saying. That's why people pack up and live in the forest, and I get it. Like I just get it. I just want to be like my realist version when I show up on Instagram or when I show up on YouTube and stuff. Like I don't want to be like
curated.
I want people who follow me to like get that from me. Like I don't want to be like an unrealistic
version of myself.
Yeah, you know, because it's like, who's that serving? What is that for?
The whole body positivity movement, I love it for us women, because this is what we need. And like I'm noticing now, even the like more realistic a woman posts, or like with her like cellulite or her like natural like rolls or whatever, like the more attention it actually gets, because they're like, wow, like
it resonates.
Thank you for being you, or like thank you for showing that this is okay, and like that is kind of like what we want to represent too. Okay, so what are your predictions for like the next body type that will be ideal? Okay,
I don't think the BBL is ever going. I think like the quote-unquote realistic BBL is what is now in, like the skinny BBL, like tiny waist, big bum is never going. It's just on a smaller frame now. But I think the next one right now that we're seeing is like the super healthy. She drinks a lot of water. She goes to yoga and Pilates, and she goes to the gym, and she's like, it's still a natural body. So I think those are like the two main ones. You know?
I agree. Let us know.
Let us know. I want to read the comments on this one. Please tell me what you think, because this is really, it's like the women's like stress forever.
Never ending.
What do you think? What do you think is the next trend? And are you going to be partaking in it this time around? Or maybe not, I don't know. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.